I have just been really on the run. Been back and forth to the school. Millie's been having cross country. Her first cross country meet was yesterday, and we were back late last night. Then I went and stayed the night with Mama, and then came back down this morning and got the kids up at 6 for school. So it's just been a day. And then tried to lay back down this morning from 7 until about 10 to get some sleep, because you know me and Mama were up all night. And then tried to just today, Liz wanted to go out with a friend to the fair, but we didn't let her go because last minute thing, and we didn't want her dating. She's only 14 and don't really know the parents, and knew the parents when they were kids. And then Millie met a friend at school, and so we had to go meet the parents to her and grandparents, and she went with them to the Lexington ball game. So she went back to Lexington tonight after us coming from Lexington last night. So it's just been a busy on the road type week, and so Steve and I are about wore out. But Steve and I have some news that we would like to sit down and like to talk to you guys about, but I don't know if Bean is gonna let us. So we're gonna sit down and see if we can have a little chat without him jumping all over the camera and all over us. And it is a dusty mess up here because I haven't been out here because it's been so hot. And I don't know if we can be seen or not. Here we go. I think I'm gonna put it right over this way and raise the legs up a little bit. First of all, we just kind of want to give you an update on how things are going around here on the farm, and just going to give you an update of how things are going here on the farm and what our plans are for this farm. Go on. Go. Well, a few people have asked why I haven't already started my fall garden, and I wanted to get out here and I wanted to plant some things because I thought that our fall garden would be here on this property. But
guess what?
Steve and I
get to move the garden beds again.
He gets to move the garden beds again. And all the rock, all the pea gravel, all of the pea gravel, all the rock, all the garden beds, the trellis. We will be breaking those down. We will be moving those beds again. But we won't be moving them here on this property. We have bought
20 acres.
A 20-acre farm. It's still in this same county that we're living in now, and it's a lot closer to church, and we're about probably 15 minutes from church and about probably 5 minutes from a Walmart. And we're just a little bit out from everything, 30 minutes at least out from everything, 45 minutes. So what we're gonna do is there's a few things that we're going to be taking with us when we transition over to the new farm. This new farm has no electricity, no well, no driveway, not even a culvert to get into the property. I mean, we've been getting on the property. But we went and looked at this property. On August the 2nd, we put in a bid for this property of 20 acres, still in the same county that we're living in now, because we wanted our kids to go to the same school district. We wanted to stay in this county because we've always lived, in this county or close by all of our lives. And we've been on this property for 34 years. And we really didn't see us leaving this property because we wanted to purchase the land behind our home. and we always thought we would have that option from the person that owned it. And we have went several times to him. He's offered to sell us the property, and then he changed his mind. We know of 2 or 3 different times that it was, you know, yes, well, I'll sell it to you, and then he would change his mind right before we would get ready to, you know, give him the money. So we just felt like it wasn't God's will, and we just felt like God was moving us somewhere else. And but we wanted to stay, like I said, in this county. Our kids have started back to public school this year, and so they'll get to continue to go to school there. And you know, this county is our home here in West Tennessee, and we really didn't want to, we could move anywhere in the world, but this is where we wanted to be. And anyway, this opportunity came available for us to purchase this land. This property's been on the market for over a year. When we come to look at it, it was just right at a year, and we looked at it at the end of July. And when we looked at it a year ago, when they first put it on the market, like 3 days on the market, it was so overgrown that you couldn't see anything from the road but just, you know, just trees, and it was just briars, and everything was so thick you couldn't walk on the property. So you couldn't tell anything about it. Even on the aerial view, you could see where it had structures or, you know, water, but it just, you know, you couldn't tell anything about it. So, which I'm on Zillow all the time looking for property, and it's so hard to find it in our county, because when there's land for sale, either the farmers snatch it up because it's good farmland, and this property had trees on it, and it had hills and stuff, so it wasn't, you know, ideal for farming. It was just more ideal for, you know, animals or just a small homestead or farm. So we went back over there. I was looking on Zillow, and I saw that property come up again. You know, I thought, well, you know, it's been on there, and I don't know why I never did revisit it in my mind to go look at it, because it was in our price range and the acreage was about what we wanted. So Steve said, well, let's go look at it. And so we went and we looked at it, and Steve said, well, you know, we thought it was perfect. But I mean, you can say what you thought, but
I mean, I liked it.
And anyway, he said, well, you know, let's pray about it, which we didn't pray about it that day. We kind of mulled it over, and I kept thinking about it, and then I thought, well, do we want to leave? We both were kind of asking that question, because, you know, our house is paid off, we're out of debt, you know, and I'm thinking, do we want to go back into debt at our age? And, you know, our kids are growing up, and which we have grown kids, and they live here close by, and we didn't really want to leave them, but, you know, they're in the surrounding close counties, and they're not going to be so far away that we can't drive to see them, you know, but it's just convenient where we are living now. But we went back and looked at it again several times, and we walked it off, we prayed over it, and we prayed if it was God's will, you know, let it go forth, and if it wasn't, you know, just to let it,
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. And we thought it wasn't going to work at the very beginning, because we were going through our bank, and they had our appraisal wrong on our house. They had several things wrong, and it just looked like it wasn't going to work out, you know, because we've been going through this process for 3 weeks now, and we had already told the real estate agent plus the people that we're buying the land from, hey, we want it, and we're going to get you the money. And so we were obligated, because they took our bid. So it wasn't working out at our bank. So anyway, we went to our realtor and said, it's just not going to work out. I mean, they were giving us the money, but it wasn't, it was short by $30,000. And we've never been late on any payment. We've always paid extra on our house or on our cars and trucks. We always pay extra every month, and it's the same bank that we have our vehicles through, you know, and it just wasn't working out for us. So we just had her cancel that loan. And because, you know, I was just kind of disappointed, but at the same time I was thinking, well, if it's not God's will, it's just not God's will. And I just didn't want it to be a burden. And so we told our real estate agent, you know, that we're not going to be able to purchase it and blah blah blah. And he said, I'm telling you right now, your house is worth a lot more than what they're saying it's worth. And you know, your credit score is really high for both of you, and we can't understand why they wouldn't give you what you're asking for. So we went to this bank that he suggested. We got approved that day. They had, I mean, everything was done that day because we still had all of our packet and had all of our information and all of our tax returns, everything ready to go. So she looked it over and she couldn't believe that they weren't going to give us the money. And anyway, it was accepted. And I mean,
an hour after we walked in.
Hour after we walked in. And she was wonderful. The person that was in charge, she just has been just excellent, and we're so thankful. And so we had to take our last information today. They had reappraised our house. We had a walkthrough appraisal. Our house was appraised for 30-something thousand more than what they had listed it for.
No, it was 60,000.
Was it? Okay, 60,000 more than what they listed it for. And so it was just God's will how it worked out. So now when it comes time to sell our house, it's worth a lot more, because they didn't even have our square footage right. They had our square footage on our house of like 2,700, and it's like 3,400. And
yeah. Well, it's 3,300, but you might as well say 400.
Yeah,
it's like
370, I think is what it was.
Yeah, something like that.
That was in-house heating and cooling, not counting our garage and all of our porches and decks and stuff. So with that being said, we went today and we got our appraisal from the bank and got turned in our last forms that we need to have turned in. And we are closing on the 18th. We have to go back this following Thursday and do all of our paperwork and pick up our money. But we close on the 18th on the 20-acre farm, and we just
needs bush hogging.
Oh my goodness,
it needs a lot of work right now. We can't do nothing
until the 18th. And it's just, you know, even though we're 3 weeks behind, we know that God has just put everything in order, and we're so excited and just so happy for how things are working out, because we know that everything that is coming together, God is putting it together. And yes, it's going to be kind of sad to leave this house, but this house kind of doesn't work for us anymore. We've got that homesteader mind, and we need a bigger pantry. There's some things that we need done differently here in this house. The girls need their own bathrooms. I mean, even though this house has 3 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms, we just need it kind of in a different configuration.
Well, it's 5 of us in the house.
Yes. So. And we have a laundry room that has, you know, 2 washers and dryers, and we have 2 bathrooms upstairs and 1 downstairs, and they all have full showers and all that. But we need an extra bathroom with the 5 of us. I mean, we really do. And the girls really need their own bathroom. So with that being said, we will be selling our house probably, I don't know if it will be next year.
I'm sure it will be.
Oh, okay. He thinks it'll be next year when
well,
we
you're
sell
already
our home.
in September. I mean, and we're not going to
So,
get to start on it until almost October. And
so what we'll do is
winter.
we will move our garden beds and stuff over. I want to move this tool shed. I still like this tool shed. I will not be moving the greenhouse. It's going to stay here, so everyone who buys the house will get the greenhouse. And the chicken coop, I don't want to move it, but I think it could be right there on that back property line. Don't know. I mean, if it is, it's real close. We don't know. But I would like to take the run down and take it with me.
And that being said, I think I want to take the chicken house over there, even if we don't use it as a chicken house.
Yeah, I want a bigger
I don't know where we would
coop
move
house.
it yet, but I would like to probably move it over there.
And we're going to take all of our fencing down here and all the wiring down, because the thing is, this house will sell with 1.5 acres, and that's going to be a 1/2 acre up there. We're just not going to split it acre and acre. We're going to at least give this house 1.5 acres, and we're going to leave Mama's trailer up there on a 1/2 acre. And she may eventually move out to the farm in a house out there that we build, or she may stay here because her church is right across the street. So we're leaving that up to her, but we're going to give the people that buy this house first option to buy that acre up there.
1/2 acre.
If that 1/2 acre up there, if Mama decides to transition over with us. And that acre up there will have the well on it, and it furnishes all of these hydrants outside. So with that being said, we would have to cut the water lines and hook this place up to the city. And so, but we are going to move the guest house with us. We're going to completely gut it, take all the siding off, take all the windows out, take the roof off, and turn that into a 2-story. And then we're going to add a big living room onto that. So it's going to be like a 2-story cabin with like a 18 by 16 great room, and then a big porch all the way around. We need to have the bedrooms upstairs for the kids. So that's a 16 by 24. So it'd give the kids a bedroom of, say, 10-foot by 16-foot bedrooms, 2 of them. So the girls would have to share, and Eli would have his own. And it would be room enough for the stairs to go up the center.
And that's just temporary.
Yeah, it would just be for us to sell our house, and then we'll take the money from when we sell this property, this house, to build our forever home over there.
And then we'll have a nice guest house, so when
Yes.
your mama moves over.
Yeah, if she wants to move in the guest house, I want to make it a full-size kitchen, and it'll have 2 bathrooms in it. I know 1 full bath with a shower tub combo, but we may put like a separate toilet sink in our bedroom area, because we're gonna have 1 bedroom downstairs for us. And it's, I know it's a small space, but when we first moved over here to this property, we had bought a mobile home and put it where Mama's mobile home is. We bought it from my cousin Cheryl, and we lived in it for how long?
We moved it in 92, the end of 92, and we started building in the end of 97.
So we lived in it a few years. I think we had Taylor's 5th birthday party in this house, and he's 31, going to be 31 in December. So but we did move out of that trailer, and we moved into the guest house and lived in it for 9 months, because we were working down here so much. We were working in, the guest house was over here by the road, and we were just working in the house, midnight, 2 o'clock. Yep. We would just fix our meals there. It was a place for the kids to have bunk beds, and they had their TV and all that set up. And they were at school most of the time anyway, and they just played in the yard or whatever, and then they just ate supper and took their baths and went to sleep. And but they loved it, and they had a tree house down here that they played in. I say they loved it. They were young. They would have went along with anything then, because they were outside playing most of the time. But we're going to do that once again. I know that guest house, we haven't been wanting to redo it or really do anything to this yard. It just really took a lot out of me just to really want to get out here this winter, starting in January, to really redo this yard and turn it into something. Because in my mind, I was wanting to move. I was wanting more land. I had a mindset that, hey, I'm wanting to move. If they're not going to sell that, I'm ready to get off of this property, because we've done all we can do here. Our horses and our donkeys,
they need more land.
Have no space to eat. Now we can fence in the acre across the street, but that's still not enough land for our animals.
There's no water over there either.
No water. And which our new property is going to have everything. Water, electricity, you know, everything. A driveway. But 20 acres, y'all. Oh my goodness. When I think about 2 acres that we live on, and then 20 acres, it just makes me so thankful and just so excited to see what we can do with 20 acres. I know it's going to be a lot, but this is still a beautiful homestead here, and it's a good home for people that work. Now, when Steve and I built this house, I was working for the school system. He's working EMS. He was working for the City of Friendship. We were working all the time, full time, and so we were hardly at home. So 2 acres was fine, but when you have kids and then they want animals, or they want 4-wheelers, or they want stuff, a horse, we're just running out of space. And I know that they're getting older, and y'all think, okay, well, they're gonna be grown and they're gonna be moving away, so why aren't you downsizing? Because we're always gonna have kids or grandkids or somebody coming to visit and having holidays at the house. And with this property, I want to have a business there as well. I want to have a wedding venue. I want to have like an event barn, and I would also like to plant, you know, pumpkins and corn stalks and sell that in the fall. Maybe have, who knows?
That's something you've been wanting to do for years.
Yes, I've been wanting to do it. I wanted to do it here, and it would have been great for Friendship, you know. And I know Steve and I dabble in furniture and stuff like that, and I always thought that I would want to do build some type of barn gift shop thing. And I had even told, you know, Mallory when she did Farmer's Daughter, yeah, I want to build me a barn, but it wasn't the type of barn that for my furniture and stuff. In my heart, it was a barn for my wedding venue, because I love to, you know, do floral and stuff like that. And which in our county, we do have a resource now. There is a flower farm in our county, and I thought that would be a good idea. I haven't used their resources yet, but if I get the wedding venue over there, that's something that I would think about, is, you know, hiring out the flowers and stuff like that. Or they could bring their own florist or photographer in. But I know that's things down the road, because we have a lot of structure to build over there. He's got to have a shop before we can move, because he's got to put all of his tools. We have to store. I'll say we have to store furniture, but I'm not taking a lot of furniture. I think Millie has like a bed and a vanity that I know she wants to keep. Eli has a new bed. Liz wants new furniture, but I think she likes the twin bed that Steve made, so she's kind of fond of it. But she's never liked the bedroom suit that I bought her, and that's something I'll be selling. And
you got a lot of antique furniture.
Yeah, I have a lot of antique furniture that I'm probably going to sell a lot of it. Now, I have an antique 1800s bed. It's an old rope bed. It's like a wheat bed.
Canopy bed.
Yes, and I don't want to sell it. I eventually want to put it, I think, in the guest house or in a spare bedroom. I really don't want to get rid of it.
You got that 1800s table too.
Yes,
like
I have a Duncan Fries table and a buffet. I want to keep the buffet, but the chairs to it are really petite, and he's gonna have to redo those.
They're fragile.
Yes, and I don't want that in our house for, you know, to use on a daily basis. I want a farm table, and I want to get some Windsor chairs. I have a few Windsor chairs, but I'd like to go to the, you know, Amish community and go to one of their stores and maybe commission them to make me some Windsor chairs for my dining room, because I want him to build me a long farm table, or Taylor, because Taylor, you know, he does woodworking. So, but I have a beautiful dining room suite in here that seats 8, and it has 2 armchairs on each end. It's mahogany, and the china cabinet is huge. But I think I'm going to sell it because I will not be using it, because we're going to probably build a barn dominium or an old farmhouse, and I'm just going to go with that theme. And this was hand carved and shipped from Indonesia, and we've had it a very long time. It's really old. It got lost in customs before we got it. I mean, we didn't think we would get it, and anyway, it's a beautiful set. But you know, we've kind of grown out of this Victorian stage. I really like the primitive and the old farmhouse look, and I think that's what I'm going to go back with. And at the time, I loved the Victorian look, so Steve said, you know, I will build you whatever house you want. And I said, okay, we'll build a Victorian house. So we just kind of, I drew it out. And
you went to Walmart and found a
floor plan
book and found what you wanted it to look like, the outside
kinda,
of it, and then you started redoing it.
But the floor plan on the inside really looked, you know, just what didn't.
The garage was on the other side of the house.
The garage was on the other side, but anyway, it's a beautiful home. I love this home, and we thank God for this home. We feel so blessed to have been able to build this home. You know, we contracted a few things out, you know, like the roof and a few things. We had a few people come in and help, like Mr. Willard Lewis. God bless him. He was so honoring for us the whole time he was here, because he didn't want to do that pitch of a roof. And really, he was just here for support, because, you know, because he didn't do a lot of work.
He was 85.
He would argue with me, and so it was an experience, let me tell you. And so, and then we hired one of my cousins to come help do some of the higher stuff, because you had to have 3 people a lot of times, and we needed somebody to help hold things and move things around. And when I was working at school, he was here working a lot with him and that person that he had hired.
I worked by myself a lot.
Yes, he put all that decking on, most of it by himself, on the high roof. But anyway, you know, we still have a lot that we got to do here. Even if we move the guest house over and start turning that into our little guest house over there, we have got to move everything out. And my dining room table right now is loaded with stuff that the kids are cleaning out, yard sale stuff. And I guess I'm going to have that yard sale in October, or I may just donate it. My attic is full of Christmas. I've got about probably 50 boxes of Christmas.
Oh.
And I kind of live for Christmas. I kind of live to decorate for Christmas, because we have all the family here at Christmas time.
It's nothing for her to have 13 Christmas trees up in the house.
Well, on the last couple of years, I haven't had that many. But we usually have 2 or 3 Christmas parties a year. We have one sometimes with my family, but most of the time with the Laster side Gibson family. And then we have usually we had our church group. We had a Christmas party last year, ladies group. Well, it wasn't ladies group. This was our Fresh Starts group. We had them. But we've had several Christmas parties in this house, and it's just a beautiful house to have parties in. And it's just, the kids have grown up here, and in a way we hate to leave it, but we know we're going to be making new memories over there at our new property. And anyway, we just thought we'd fill you in, because
why you wasn't planting anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it, y'all. I just couldn't come out here, and I wanted to tell y'all so bad from the get-go that, hey, this could be in the works.
I said, don't say nothing, we ain't got it yet.
So anyway, he said, yeah, you can go ahead and say something. So anyway, after you get through watching this video, come on over and watch the next video, because we'll be showing you the land. The land has trees on it. It has several different wooded spots on it. It has some.
It has a Tina's Lake on it.
No, it has like pasture land on it, and it looks so pretty to have a fence growing all the way, you know, going across the very front of it by the road. It would be so beautiful to have a fence. I can't wait to do that. And we also, it does have 2 ponds on it. One of the ponds is, you know, completely dried up. Now, it had water in it when we first went over there and looked at it, but it's been so dry that it has dried up, and it needs digging back out. But we don't know what we're going to do with that pond yet. We're either going to enlarge it or we're going to fill this in. We don't know yet. But we have a lot of time to figure that out, even after we move over there, because we're going to be so busy. And even after we get the guest house over there, get his shop over there, so we can physically move us and the kids over there, we're going to have to come back over here and do a total redo on the inside. Come through and repaint. Well, my camera ran out of battery, and so I'm bringing it in to close out this video. And anyway, we're so excited about our new land. So look for the upcoming video, and because we're going to be showing you the property. We went out and we made a video for you guys, so we can't wait to show it to you. So smash that like button and subscribe to our channel if you like our content, because we will be building the homestead again from scratch, and we can't wait to get started on this 20 acres. So anyway, God bless you. Until next time, we'll see you back here at Laster Farm. Bye.